Hey everyone, for this video, just want to share with you my unboxing and quick review of PowerSmart Fuel 24-inch 212cc gas 2-stage snowblower with LED lights, and the model number is MB7109A. I got this from Home Depot, and this is the cheapest one that they sell in terms of brands. And normally it sells for about $700, and it was on sale for 600 taxes in. So I figured, why not? I have looked online, and this brand have mixed reviews. Some people said it works really good, you just have to assemble it properly. Some of them said after the warranty ended 2 years later, it died on them. So I figured, why not? $700 after all said and done. Well, actually $600 after all said and done. I figured I give it a go. So if you're looking for the specifications, these are the ones that you would find. Again, it's 24-inch for the width of the snowblower, and clearing space is about 2,400 pounds per minute. Clearing width is 24-inch and with a height of 20-inch. The engine is 212cc, 4-stroke single cylinder, and it's also a self-propelled in terms of steering, and you can change the speed for forward and reverse, as well as the auger is heavy duty all steel, and the chute, you can actually do a rotation of 180 degrees with a tire size of 13-inch. Now, the weight of this unit is about 140 pounds. As you can see here, I find that's perfect. Obviously, it's made from China, but from what I understood, this company is based from the states Illinois. So, I mean, for what I paid for, I'm not really hoping to get that premium feel, and I don't have $2,000 to spend on a snowblower. I know a lot of people says invest in a really good brand. However, a lot of products these days, they're all made from China, right? So, I mean, in the same manner, hopefully the quality of this rivals the other brands. It's just that the features that you would get. One thing to mention about this brand or this model itself, when I was looking online, apparently the handle for pushing the snowblower is also heated. So that'll be this part here, as you can see. So I'm gonna assemble it and hopefully it goes smoothly. Some people said it's quite straightforward, very easy, and based on the reviews I've seen online, don't forget to adjust the belt. That's the biggest one that a lot of people find, is that the belt is not adjusted properly. So when you try to engage the snowblower to throw the snow, it wouldn't throw as much or as far, and it feels like it's bogging down. The auger itself won't spin properly. So anyhow, I'll do the unboxing, then I'll assemble this product. There's supposed to be a snowstorm coming up soon. Actually, later on today, tomorrow would be the strongest snowfall. And my snow thrower, I used to have an electric, it broke on me, and I was like, oh great. So I figured I'm gonna go with, gas version 2-stage, because it really the weather asked for that kind of capability. And I figured, for $600, give it a go. If it doesn't work, then too bad. I got 2 years warranty, and asked for the support from the manufacturer, and hopefully by that time it still works. If not, then sucks to be me and move on and find another one. It's definitely going to be a expensive lesson learned $600 later if this thing doesn't work. So let's unbox it and go from here. So I'm just gonna use my handy dandy knife. By the way, they're recommending after you buy this that do not discard the box, just in case you want to return it to the store. Well, it figures, right? I mean, it's hard to return something that are in pieces or dismantled. Let's see what we got here. Mind you, last year I was actually eyeing this product itself, and a lot of people are buying it. Home Depot said this is their best seller in terms of budget-friendly snowblower. So I'm just gonna show you what you'll expect inside the box once you open it up. Okay, let's go. Ooh, sorry about that. So this is the inside of the box. You can tell it's actually packaged really well. Very tight packaging, and there's not a lot of room. Surprisingly, I believe this is the oil. It comes with a 1 quart of oil. It's using 5W30, which is pretty decent, common type of motor oil. And yeah, nothing to it. I'm just gonna start unpacking everything, take it out from the box, and start assembling. Definitely recommend it from what I heard from other people that I talked to, because some people bought this from Home Depot as well, that I happened to bump into. Read the manual. Apparently that's a big advice that you should really, listen to other people that already bought this brand and this model. So I'm actually excited. Again, this is supposed to be heated handle, which is I really like during winter when you're trying to do snow blower or snow clearing. So I'll start taking out the parts from the box and go from there. So anyhow, I have taken out the snowblower from the box. It is a little heavy, so it's about 140 pounds, and I mean, it's not too bad. Unfortunately, you don't really want to destroy the box or break the box, because they're asking you to keep the box in any case you need to return the item to the store. So I just asked somebody to help me, and we were able to just simply lift it up and take the snowblower from the box itself. So my first initial impression, once I've taken out from the box, it is actually a very small portable snowblower. It's not a lot. Mind you, it pretty much comes in one piece. There's the handle with the metal connection that connects here to the piping here. So, the structure. Under that, it looks good. And my first initial impression, it doesn't feel cheap, so that's a good thing, because I was actually scared if this thing will feel like just cheaply made. Even the plastic, not bad at all. So it's one of those things. For this one, I highly recommend do not expose this, like outside the weather. If you can store this thing inside your garage or your shed, I think this is one of those products that it will last for a long time. So for the contents of the snowblower from the box, they gave you, like what I mentioned, oil, 5W30, very typical for winter weather. There's the snow chute clearing spatula, or whatever you want to call it, stick, tool, and this one here, I believe this is for the chute adjustment to turn it from 0 to 180 degrees. Came with the manual, obviously, and I found this one. I found this bolt. I don't know what's this for, but I figured I'm gonna keep it. And more parts inside. So I figured these are more nuts and bolts to connect the body of the snowblower to the handle. Let's see what's inside. Okay, so there's the battery. That's probably for the LED. I have a feeling that's for the LED lights. From what I understood, for this one, if you want to do electric starter, you have to plug it into an outlet. So this is the fuel cap. I think this is the key. More nuts and bolts. I think this are part of the group. I think these are the shear pins. What else we got here? Okay, so these are the called skid plates. That's for the side of the snowblower. That's for the adjustment, so that when you're using the snowblower for the surfaces. Obviously, you don't want the auger, which is this one, to hit the ground. Otherwise, you're gonna create some fireworks or sparkles. You don't want that. So anyhow, I'll go through the manual. I'm gonna have to read this just to be safe and I understand what I'm getting into. A lot of people, they just dive in, assemble without even reading the manual, and have to go back and forth only to miss some steps or some crucial steps, particularly adding oil, adding gasoline. I've looked online, and from what I've heard and learned from previous customers that bought this brand or product, they highly recommend that you put the oil, keep it running for about 10-15 minutes and drain the oil again, and put a new fresh oil, just to get rid of like metal shaving inside the engine, which is actually quite a good idea to do. I do the same thing, especially when I bought my car brand new. Same idea. After using it for a few hundred kilometers, I ended up having it oil changed again to get rid of any metal particulate inside the engine, which is a good idea. So I'm gonna go and read the manual and keep going, and during the progress I'll show you what I've learned from the manual and go from there. Alright, so I'm at the process now of connecting the upper handle, which is this guy here, to the main body of the snowblower. I'd recommend to read the quick setup guide. Very straightforward. There's nothing much in terms of assembling this snowblower. After I read it, just the upper handle connected to the main body, connecting the chute and the spark, and then the installation of the skid plates at the bottom. After that, you just have to add oil and gasoline. You are pretty much good to go. So for this one, there are 4 bolts that you need to use. It's these guys here. They are the big ones, and you just have to attach the upper handle to the main body. So quick tip that they were saying on the manual is make sure that the cables are not at the front. Make sure it's under and sitting at the back so it doesn't get tangled. Easy to do this if you have somebody to help you, but it's pretty straightforward really. You can have this thing assembled by yourself if you take your time and just follow the instructions. Alright, as you can see, once you have one bolt fastened, not too tight, you don't have to. Right away, you can easily assemble the rest. It takes a lot of effort, obviously. And continue doing the rest. Again, there's only 4. Pretty straightforward, not hard at all. Alright, so I'll be tightening this and show you how it looks like once it's all set up. Definitely comes handy if you have socket sets like this, wrench, and just easier to tighten the nuts and bolts. So I have attached the upper handle to the main body. So far pretty good. It's very sturdy and doesn't feel cheap. Next is to attach the chute, which is this one. Again, pretty straightforward. It is held by 2 bolts and it goes to this metal here. Again, pretty straightforward, not too hard at all. So let's get at it. So for the chute, all you need to do is line up this metal piece here, this bracket here, get close up view, And also make sure this hole lines up to the hole here. As you can see, it's gotta wiggle a little bit, and there. And then you just have to put the two nuts and bolts, as you can see, right there. Pretty straightforward. There. So I'm gonna tighten it and go from there. Now it requires 2 bolts. They are the small one, so you can see here. And yeah, just install it. It's actually pretty cool that the nuts and bolt just lines up to the metal bracket. You didn't even need to do any effort of like lining it. It just goes in right away. So just have to tighten it, and once it's done, that's one step closer to getting this snowblower set up. Really helps if you have some tools here, especially the wrenches. Otherwise you're gonna have a hard time tightening the nuts and bolts. Pretty straightforward anyways. Alright, so I have attached the chute, and the next one is the cables here at the back. This one here, it's asking for you to actually pull the cord a little bit. It's a little tight, and what you need to do is loosen up the zip ties here. As you can see, there's zip ties here. Otherwise you won't be able to attach it properly. So we'll do that and show you how it's done. There's 2 of them, one for the auger and one for the driving the wheels. To connect the 2 cables, just make sure that the handle here, the grip handle, take out the zip ties. Otherwise you won't be able to disengage it, and you won't be able to get that extra slack to be able to connect the cables. So lift that up, handle, and so challenging. Let me figure this out. Hold on for a second. Okay, so quick tip in terms of how you can connect the auger cables and the driving cable or the drive cable. I tried, there's no slack. So what you need to do is this bolt here, you have to loosen it up. This is already preset, so this nut here, that's preset. That's your max. Don't touch it. Just touch the bolt here, and allows you to go up and down. That will extend the cable, and once you're all said and done, you just have to put it back, and that will be the stopping point for the auger, right? So again, that's a quick tip if you're wondering how you can easily extend the auger cable to allow you to connect the cables together this way. Otherwise it just won't go. It's very tight, so you just have to loosen it like this and be able to insert that cable like so. So just like that. So, and then once you're done, you just have to backtrack that cable by tightening this rod here. You can see. So there. So that would be the factory. I mean, you can tighten it a little bit to avoid disengaging from this pulley. I'm gonna do that later once I'm all done. I'll just be doing the other side of the cable. This is for the wheels, so that it gets set up properly. Same idea here. Make sure you take out all the packaging here, the zip ties. Otherwise, you won't be able to get that extra slack. So, right, let's connect that. As you can see, you won't really reach. It's quite a tight pull, right? And you have no choice but to loosen this rod here. So I'm going to do that quickly. There. Don't need to loosen it up too much. It's a matter of like lining it up so that you can actually insert the cable just so, and then you can tighten it up again so that it doesn't come off when you start using the cable. So what happens is when you pull down on the handle, it will apply tension, and that will allow it to able to pull on it and do the driving speed of the wheels. So anyhow, I'll keep going. This is looking good so far. The next step I'm going to be doing is to connect the skid plate, and I'm getting very close to finishing this. I also still need to attach the chute in terms of rotation. There's another part that I need to use. Anyhow, I'll keep going. I'll show you how the whole assembly process, so that when you're buying this snow blower, you're not, trying to fiddle with the manual if you're one of those people who just hates reading the manual. So next step for this one is the installation of the speed control connection rod, and it's this one here. Requires a little bit of fiddling, but nothing too difficult. Just make sure the end piece of the rod, this one here, connects to the hole here on the frame, and just make sure that that flat piece of the shaft goes all the way in, so that you can actually turn the rod such so. Otherwise, I was having a hard time trying to turn it because it was going against the hole, the end of the shaft. So just make sure it's all the way in like that, so that allows you to turn it so freely and install it at this part here, just like that. Now there is a pin that you have to install, and it's this one here along with the washer. So I'm just going to install that and show it to you. Again, it's just right here. The washer will go in, that's like this, and then you insert the pin to lock it in place. Good. Now, there. So that's not going to go anywhere anymore, and that allows you to change the speed of the snow blower. As you can see here, it's changing here, right? Pretty straightforward, nothing too difficult. I mean, if you ask me, does it look, like cool? It looks tacky, actually. I expected more, but then again, it's a $600 snow blower. So the next one I'm gonna connect is the rod for the adjustment of the snow chute, so you can see, and that will just go right there. All right, that allows you to rotate the chute itself 180 degrees. So I'm just going to take out that pin here. Whew, it's a little tight actually. Might need pliers to pull it out. Hold on for a second. There you go. Got that. Now let's put the rod itself. So just have to line it up properly. Alright, so you just have to make sure you line up that hole here. Not sure if you can see it. That hole against this shaft here, and then be able to insert the pin. Okay, it's almost like a guessing game at this point, really. There. I think that's good. If you ask me. Okay, so I made a mistake. That's a good thing, because that's how you learn. So there is actually like a support bracket on the side. I forgot to insert the rod there, so nothing to it. I was actually wondering, it's like, how come this rod is so flimsy? So again, we'll insert it here, like so. There, now that's more stable. And just find the hole. That's looking better. Just have to line up the hole, that's all. That's the fun part. Alright, so let me line up the hole, install it so you can see how it looks like. Oh, drop it. Okay, jeez. This is fun. Oh, I thought I had it there, but I guess not. Again, I'm gonna try it again. There you go. Done. So that's inserted. So you can see what happens is when you use this handle here, that will allow you to adjust the direction of the chute. And that's very helpful when you're trying to direct where you want the snow to go while you're trying to use the snowblower. So that is pretty cool. And the height or where you want the snow to go can be adjusted with the lever here, the chute deflector. As you can see, I'm gonna pull this lever and you can see where the chute is pointing. That is actually pretty cool. So just like that. So right now the next step is to install the skid plate. That's very important because if you have gravel or different types of surface, it's really cool. And by the way, it comes with extra shear pins. You get 4 additional shear pins. There are how many? 1, 2, 3, 4. So you need about 4 to be able to make the snowblower run properly. So anyhow, I will install the skid plate. And what I noticed with this snowblower is that it has a piece of like wood in there to prevent the auger from hitting the ground. So I think this is a good thing. It's like a preset, so if you follow this height when you install the skid plate, it's not gonna hit the ground. So I'm just gonna use that as a simple gauge in terms of how high I want the auger to be sitting on the housing. And the reason for that is I have a type of driveway that's not cement. I can't remember the name for it. Oh dear God, what it is. Anyhow, so there are pebbles in it, and I don't want so what do you call aggregate concrete is what I have. So I don't want the auger hitting the rocks and the pebbles. So this is definitely a decent height. I will stick to this height for now. And if I find it too high, because obviously when you're running the snowblower on the ground, if it's leaving too much or a very thick amount of snow, then you might want to lower the snowblower. So yeah, I'll do this setup. This height would be good, and go from there. Ooh, let's see what's happening here. Okay, so that piece of wood is blocking one of the bolts to go through, so I guess I'm gonna have to take it out, push it out a little bit, and allow the the bolt to slip through. Hold on for a second, let me try doing that now. Okay, so let's tighten the bolt for the skid plate. There you have it, guys. It's done pretty much for the setup. I just need to add oil and gasoline. That would be the next step. Straightforward for assembly, not very hard at all. I was actually taking my time. It took me about 30 minutes to assemble this thing, really. You know, just take your time. It's literally the only way to do it. I mean, if you are quite familiar with snowblower, sure, go ahead, you know, go nuts, do it quick, but I recommend doing it slowly, you know, just be sure, right? Another step that you need to do as well is for the LED lights, the battery, you have to install it. This one uses 3 AAA batteries. It comes with it. I mean, that's pretty cool. Just gonna install it now so you can see what it looks like. So I have installed the 3 AAA batteries for the LED lights. The push button is right here on the top right corner, so you know it works. Just test it before you close the compartment. It's actually a good idea to do that, just in case you reverse the polarity of the batteries. This is the only thing I noticed with snowblower like this using gasoline. The LED power is obviously using batteries. It's pretty straightforward. Next is to add gasoline and oil. I'll be showing you that on the next step. Okay, so we're adding oil now. I was reading the manual, and also I watched some videos online about the snowblower in terms of reviews. People were saying this one is supposed to take 16 ounces of oil, which is strange because, I mean, there's not much difference. However, the manual says that you need about 20 ounce of oil. So, I mean, they gave me a bottle here that's about 19 ounces, almost 20, half a liter actually, which is, you know, half a quart, if I'm not mistakenly, a bit more. So I'm just gonna add little by little. I'm just gonna try to add as close to the full bottle and go from there. Definitely recommend it to have a funnel. I have one, just make sure it's clean. And take out the dipstick. I noticed this snowblower have 2 places to add oil. There's one here, and there's also one right there at the bottom. Try to show it to you. Hold on a second. Not sure you can see it right there. So that's also a dipstick actually, if you're not mistakenly. But there's also a dipstick for this one. So I mean, that's pretty cool to have 2 places to check the oil. If you just want to see that you know, you added proper amount of oil. And it says here, do not overfill. Alright, so alright, let's do that. Let's add the oil. Alright. Recommended after running the engine to, say, your first run, to actually change the oil to get rid of any debris whatsoever. That's what I would do. They actually added oil on, I'd say they actually added oil for the engine already, and they empty it during shipment. So there's some oil in there. Highly recommend use a funnel. Always. A lot of people, they just, you know, eyeball it. Try to use the bottle itself without using the funnel to fill up the oil. Not a good idea. I used to do that a lot. Costs a lot of mess, you know. and it's just not worth the cleanup. The funnel makes it easy. So I have, let's see here, about 1/8 left. I'm just gonna add a little bit more. Now let's see what the oil level looks like. Again, there's a dipstick here. I'll just try to see here. Okay. I hate this kind of dipstick, I'll be honest with you, because it's like one of those where you have to tighten the cap, screw it on. Just takes a bit of time to check the oil. So I checked it. That is almost full. There's actually a line right there. You can see right there at the top, and it's about 3/4. A little bit. I'll say 80% filled. I mean, that's not bad. I'm gonna use the other dipstick just to see if I could see a better read. I was just trying to see this dipstick here at the bottom. See what I'm saying? This takes a bit of time to insert it. It's, you know, it's frustrating. So this is the other one. And by the way, this dipstick here, it's so flimsy. I thought it's, you know, loose. There's a screw here, and I tried tightening it, just won't budge. So I guess it's designed this way. I don't know. All right, let's check it out. All right, so not sure if you can see that clearly, but it's almost there. It's almost there. So I'm gonna do it again so you can have a nice read. I might probably end up just using everything. Okay, so yeah, it's almost there. Definitely, I'll probably just end up adding a bit more oil, the remaining of the oil. So at least it's all good to go. I was worried about that it's gonna go overfilled, but I mean, the manual says 20 ounces of oil. So I'll just use 20 ounces. Do that, I'm gonna let it drip for a bit. I'm gonna prep the gasoline and show you the next step for that one. Okay, so I've added the oil. I forgot to mention, obviously, this is the gasoline cap. I'm just gonna close this up so that we don't have to worry about it. Cool, so it's done. Again, I'm close to about 45 minutes hitting the 1 hour mark, setting this snow blower up, and I'm taking my sweet time. I'm not rushing whatsoever. I realize every time you rush, you're prone to making mistakes. Quick tip, if you are deciding to change the oil for the snowblower and you need to drain it, this is the drain plug. It's not on the most convenient location. I mean, you could probably plug in a hose there, but I think based on the structure of this snowblower in terms of like assembly, you might need to remove the wheel, the right wheel. But at least it's still, you know, accessible. It's not bad. So just in case you need to change the oil. So anyhow, I will proceed with adding the fuel. For this one, I have decided to actually use, I think this is 93 octane or whatever the highest octane we get here in Canada. I figured it's better. I don't have to worry about putting too much of fuel stabilizer, especially if I have to store this thing during winter. Sorry, during summer. My bad, no. I mean, I need to use this for winter, not summer, right? But you know what I mean. So it's just a good idea to use a higher octane fuel. So that's the fuel tank. And yeah, we're just gonna add oil. Sorry, my bad. We're just gonna add fuel. Trying to mix up fuel and oil is not a good thing. So I'm just gonna raise up the tripod here so you can see what I'm trying to do, so that you're not missing anything. There. So I just got this handy dandy gasoline container. Again, it's a good idea to get a higher octane gasoline. I've experienced this with snow blowers. I've experienced this with lawnmower before. During summertime, I was having a hard time starting the snow blower, and my colleague told me, try using a higher octane so that you don't have to use a stabilizer during winter storage. So I believe it's the same idea for this one. Use a higher octane so that throughout the year you're good, especially during summer if it's gonna be at the storage. Alright, so just gonna do it slowly, pour it. So I've just finished filling up the fuel tank. There we go. We are pretty much on the go with starting this snowblower, testing it, and hopefully it works. First is, hopefully it starts. That's the first step. But anyhow, I'll pack it up. Start it so you can see how this snowblower performs. A little bit check. The chute works. Reflector works. So that's good. We got the oil, we got the gasoline, we got the bolts tightened. The auger and drive cables are attached. The skid plate is good to go. So let's start it up for the first initial run. Cross fingers, hopefully it works. So we'll do a quick tour around the snowblower so you can see what we're dealing here. This is the driving handle, so that it allows you to move the snowblower, run on this power. The speed is this one here, so there's the forward and the reverse, and this one here is the auger, to engage the auger so that it will start spinning. Secondly, this is the chute deflector, as you can see. So not much to it, I'll be honest with you. Obviously this is the auger, sorry about that. So it is the auger, the front. It already comes pre-installed with the shear pins. They gave you 4 extra, which is really cool. Hoping at least only one breaks while you're trying to deal with like snowbanks. Okay guys, again, this is the first startup of the PowerSmart Snow Blower, 24-inch, model number MB7109A. I assembled it, put gasoline as well as oil, and we are good to go. Let's see how this bad boy, hopefully it starts on first pull or a couple of pulls. Pretty good. So by the way, I forgot to mention there's a key. Started with first pull. That was unexpected. You gotta remember, that's your choke.
after you pull it, put it to the running mode. So anyhow, I can't wait to try this bad boy out. One thing for sure is we'll try starting this with the power cord. For the electric start, you need this. This one you need a cord that's grounded, as you can see, with 3 prongs. You can buy this from local hardware store. Just like that. Yeah, this should be it. Just gonna start it, go from there, and shouldn't have any issues. Let's try it. Okay, so that's pretty good, and I'm happy so far. One more thing that I noticed, it's like any other snow blower out there, it's a little louder. I mean, that's just the way it is. It's a gasoline engine, and looks, so far it's pretty good, as well as the build quality. The way I see it, I think it's built really well. Assembly wise, very straightforward. And it comes in a very compact box, about 140 pounds. So again, that's not too bad. It's not too heavy either. I can handle 140 pounds. However, if you're find that you know, you're stuck, you need somebody to help you lift the box itself, highly recommend it to get a friend. Also, I do like that it's $700, including taxes, Canadian dollars. And I'm looking at this. This is supposed to be heated handle grips. I doubt it though. I don't see any wiring connection that indicates that this is a heated handle. I don't see any other button to push. Nothing. So I don't know if this is really a heated handle. I doubt it is now, although the website says so, that it's a heated handle for the snowblower. I mean, for $700, you're kind of like, you know, asking a lot really, because snowblowers are not cheap. So I don't really know how PowerSmart is able to market this as the, you know, at the base level, and also the fact that the chute is able to move. So like this, the deflector, that's a big feature. Most snowblowers I've seen, you have to manually adjust the deflector. You gotta go back and forth, go around, and it's such a tedious process. I mean, other than that, it also comes with the electric start, which is really cool. Although I do find that the electric start, you kind of have to fiddle with it. I already primed it too, so that the engine will have an easier start. I have to press the button like 3 or 4 times. And I noticed the choke needs to be switched right away to running mode, otherwise it just dies. So at this point right now, I think I'm just gonna start using the ripcord just to be able to start the snowblower, and I didn't have any issues whatsoever. Again, I got this snowblower from Home Depot. Hey everyone, so today's the day. It snowed outside, as you can see, and I figured I'm gonna give this snowblower a quick run. So for this one, we'll just do an electric start, just to make sure it really works. You gotta prime it 3, 4, 5. Make sure the key's inserted right there. Your choke, put it to the on position, and then your starter is on the side, as you can see here. For electric start, you need a 3-prong. So you can buy this from any hardware store. Really, it's not that expensive. And then Hey everyone, just a quick update after using the PowerSmart Snow Blower. So it's pretty good, it's clean, and one thing I noticed was I couldn't really adjust the skid plate all the way down close to the ground because I have aggregate concrete. So it's a trade-off. Other than that, it looks pretty clean and it works really well. No complaints whatsoever. So for the price I paid for, $600, this is a beast. This is a really good machine. It runs smooth like any other snowblower out there. Obviously it's a little loud, but that's normal for a snowblower because it's gas powered. Very easy to start as long as you know what you're doing, and you just follow the instruction. I thought I was following it properly, but I guess I missed a couple of steps. Just make sure you know how to operate your choke. That's one of the biggest things that a lot of people missed. Also, prime the engine so that you're putting oil. Other than that, it works really good. The electric start, amazing. Just one push, good to go. And the levers, I tightened my auger engagement cable as well as my drive. I find that it's so tight that my hand was actually getting tired, pushing it down. But it's supposed to be nice and snug, like so. The same thing for your driving cable here. Also, the chute works really good. I like that you can deflect the chute to different directions, which is really nice, up and down. And obviously this is the manual part where you turn the chute 180 degrees. It's good, obviously if you buy a higher end snowblower, it comes with heated handle. So that's a misconception. This is not heated handle whatsoever, and there's no other like power button to press, nothing whatsoever. So I don't know how it says on the description in the website from Home Depot that it has heated handle. Other than that, it works really good. I have nothing to say bad about the snowblower. It actually blew my expectation. At first, what you will notice when you run the snowblower, like a lot of engines, usually first couple like few minutes you will smell that gas smell in terms of like the combustion, and that's normal. After a few minutes it dissipated. That's what I noticed about the snowblower. Overall, I am satisfied for what I paid for. This was $598, I believe, and if that's the sale price, and $600, I can't go wrong. It helped me cut through the snow that I had today. Quite a bit of snow actually, and it's slushy and heavy, which sucks for snowblower. That's the reason why you gotta get a decent quality. And this one surprisingly performed beyond my expectation. I just don't know how long this will last. That's the only thing. I wish I could tell you. A lot of people online said that they have the snowblower, same brand and same type, for the past 2 years or more than 2 years, and never had an issue. The most that they had to do was the adjustment of the belt. If you notice that the snowblower is not throwing snow, this one can throw a punch. The snow was going away 20 feet easily, and I have to control the chute deflector so that I'm not hitting anybody. Other than that, I am overall satisfied. This is a really good snowblower. Highly recommended if you are on a budget. Obviously, it doesn't come with all the bells and whistles that you will find from other brands like Cub Cadet, Craftsman, or Troy-Bilt, but it's really good. So highly recommended. Hope you can buy the snowblower and give it a shot. Again, it has 2 years warranty. I paid $600 for this from Home Depot. Anyhow, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed the unboxing and quick review of the PowerSmart 24-inch 212cc gas two-stage snowblower from PowerSmart. Again, the model number is MB7109A. I got this from Home Depot. I paid $700 Canadian. It's 24-inch, very light, very easy to maneuver. And if you have any questions or if you have any comments about this product, please let me know down below this video. I'll be happy to reply. And also, if you are new to my channel, please help the channel grow by clicking the subscribe button and the bell to receive latest updates for my newest uploads. Until next time, see you again.